Good evening, everyone, and today we have round 11, mystery GP. As you can see, we have Abu Dhabi as a mystery GP, and we have sprint as well, so double event. I mean, yeah. And today we could have, we could get a new champion in F5, Mark Anderson, because he's 12 points ahead of Bastian Rees in the standings, I think. And if he wins, if he's gonna win if he's gonna win a sprint and be ahead of Bastian in the race, I think he could secure the champion. So yeah. So McLarens are already Constructors Championship, so congratulations to them. And we have 2 races to go only in this crazy season in F5. So yeah, I just want to check the points system, because yeah, if normal track. Okay, so for the sprint it is 8 points for the win. It's normal. So if he wins, yeah, he needs to win, and he needs to win the race. So yeah, in the sprint he needs to be ahead of Bastian, or even win in the sprint, of course. And in the race, if he wins the sprint, of course, and Bastian will come home in second, that will give him 13 points gap. So yeah, to win he needs a 19 or 20 points gap between him and Bastian. So yeah, so it's quite a lot, or 13 points between them, I don't know. But yeah, let me check the standings from the round 9, because we don't have still round 10. That's okay. So before the Canada he was ahead of Bastian 17 points, and Bastian won the race last week. It is 13 points gap between them, not 12. Yeah, so he needs to win the sprint, and Bastian must not finish, because this will create a 21 points gap in the sprint, and that will be a champion for him. But as we know, Bastian is a really fast driver, so you will see. I will monitoring that all the way. To the checker flag in a race. So this guy, which is Uxate, is Callum Clark, I think, Romanian driver. We have Azil, we have Lewis as well. Let me see. We have Bjorn Rasmussen, 5s, and so that's how it looks. We have 1-shot qualifying to the sprint, then we have sprint, 10 laps of in the sprint, and then we have another 1-shot qualifying to the race, and then we have race. So yeah, and let me see if you get a point for the pole position, because that's crucial for the championship. Oh, it's not that. It's, let me see. So you get a point in the sprint quali. You get pole position. If you will get pole position, you will get 1 point, and in the sprint as well, it is fastest lap 1 point. So in the race, as it's in the race. So yeah. So in the sprint, 8 people scores points in the race, 10 people scores points as it's normal, but the first place in the race will get 12 points, and second 10, third 8, and 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, all the way to 10th. So yeah, so 13 points gap between the championship contenders, because David is not participating this round, so he won't get a chance to win a title, sadly for him. But we have fights between Bastian, who is trying to get his second championship in the ERO, I think. Yeah, because he's done that in season 13. And David's saying that he will be at Brazil for P2. Yes, so he needs to overtake Bastian in the standings for P2, like he wants, because he doesn't need to, but he wants. Hey, so Darius is still joining to the lobby. Good evening, Lewis. Good luck, mate, because I think he's driving. And I think we have now, yeah, we have Darius in the lobby, so we can start finally. 8 minutes late, but that's okay. And oh, I forgot to, okay, yeah, I forgot to choose the spectator mode. Okay, so we'll get underway now. Yeah, let me just, okay. Yeah, we can start definitely right now. Yeah, let me close the window in my room because it's cold a little bit. Okay, I'm back and we can go right now, so finally. Okay, I'm ready for this chaos in Abu Dhabi. Like, I can't remember my race in Abu Dhabi in a lake. Like, yeah, I can't remember this. It was like in season 12, I think. Yeah, it was like 3 seasons ago almost, so crazy. A year ago almost, yeah, because a year ago, because it was in 2024 in May, in 23rd May, I think, something like that. But never mind, we have one shot sprint qualifying for now. Who can get the pole position? Will it be Mark Anderson? Maybe Bastian Vriss? Maybe Darius Mazahari? Maybe Faizan even? Yeah, everyone is in contention. Yeah, Abu Dhabi is like, that's not my favorite track. Even especially the first corner, it is really tricky because you can get a good line on the entry, but then you can just invalidate going out in the exit, in the entry, from the entry to the exit. Yeah, on the exit you can invalidate really easily. Maybe we will have rain because yeah, it is F124, so everything is possible. But we have sunny night, clear. Yeah, we have nights without rain, with some clouds, but it's, yeah. So we have 18 people. That's a lot for me. Yeah, we'll see. what's gonna happen. So we are starting now the qualifying. Okay, so now we'll go on board with, yeah, I wanted to go with Mark Anderson, but I can't. Oh, yeah, let me see. Okay, we'll go on board with Bartek Schuchnik into turn 4, I think it is. I forgot to enable this. Into turn 4. It's really tricky, you need to get a good exit ray from there. Yes, deploying his battery as we have Carl Whiteside on top right now, as you can see. Now Bastion, so that's crucial. And into turn 5, I think. We go now a little bit wide there from the Polishman, but it's a good exit from there. Now, line to the turn 7, I think. Turn 9 it was, but it is not turn 7, I think, or turn 6 even. No, turn 7, I think. Or maybe turn 8, I don't know. So, we'll go now to this first sector of the track, really technical. You need to get really good line through there, because you can invalidate as Schuchel invalidates his lap, as I said this. And now Bastion race to the line. He will go first, I think, through the final corner. And it is on pole position for Bastion race. Mark Anderson is only P4. And a really good lap from the Dutchman. Okay, so that was a sprint qualifying. To the sprint, of course, we have Bastion Riss at the top, Carl Whiteside in P2, that's good for Mark Anderson, 5 in P3, Mark Anderson in P4, Joao Santos in P5, Daniel in P6, Darius in P7, Lewis in P8, Azil 9th, Charlie P10, Angry Joy 11th, and these drivers didn't do lap time, so yeah, as they invalidate that probably. So now we'll have sprint, and that's interesting. I think everyone will go on mediums. Definitely not soft, because it's 10 laps, and yeah, softs are like for 5 laps, maybe 4 even. So medium tires, maybe hards, we'll see. Yeah, so drivers, yeah, it's gonna be really fast, because there is no strategy. You're just going at full speed, all sprint. Of course, you can't get a penalty yet, because penalties, that's gonna be interesting in there. Yeah, so we're waiting still. So, what's gonna happen in the sprint? Round 11, Mystery GP, which is Abu Dhabi, 5 red lights. And we are away for the sprint in Abu Dhabi. As we can see, Bastion Brice gets a really good start. Carl Whiteside behind him. 5 tries to go running outside, he can't do it. Mark Anderson is really close to the Mercedes driver. Joao Santos, as we have already yellow flag in sector 1. I think it was Maratip. Yes, it was him. As we have into turn 4 we go. Bastion Brice in the lead from Carl Whiteside. Carl Whiteside needs to get a really good tow behind him right now. As the back straight we go right now. Here comes 5-zone, is really close to the back of the McLaren, which is Carl Whiteside. As you can see, everyone is on the mediums except Mark Anderson, which is on who is on hards. So that's interesting strategy. As here comes 5-zone now on Carl Whiteside, running outside into turn 8 we go. And that's gonna be close, but 5-zone maintains that third place. Carl Whiteside ahead of 5-zone. As into third sector we go right now. So Mark is close to 5-zone, that's good for him. As Bastian Vriss maintains the... As 5-zone goes down inside, I think he was on Carl Whiteside down into P6, that's not good information for him. As Bastian Vriss almost break the DRS range to 5-zone, yes, he broke right now, and that's crucial, as Mark Anderson is chasing 5-zone right now. They're gonna try to get down inside, can't do it, into turn 4, and now the DRS enabled for Mark Anderson, who's gonna get 5-zone right now on the back straight, as Joao Santos watching them racing right now from the back. Darius in P5 as well, so good start from him. As we have fight there between it was Charlie and Isfot and almost and also Callum Clark, as they're going well so well right now. And Callum is ahead of Isfot right now. This Gig Zauber makes a move. As Joao Santos and Darius are racing right now, maybe they will get team orders. We will see. As 5-zone is still behind Mark, so Mark on those hearts, I think he wants to get he wants really good tires at the end. As Mark Anderson gets a fastest lap as well, so maybe that's good on the hearts, yeah. You can see the lags. As the Carl Whiteside is the first driver to get a penalty, as you can see, 3-second time penalty for him. And let me just change one setting. I will get this. Okay, never mind. We go back there at racing, because 5-zone is really close to Mark Anderson. He will go down inside into turn 5, I think. What is this camera angle? What the hell is that? I can't even see what's going on. As here comes Mark right now with the DRS. As 5-zone is pushing him to the wall, as you can see. They're going to be well so well into turn 8. 5-zone is really battling with Mark, so he doesn't want to Mark get ahead of him. And 5-zone gets a 3-second penalty, as you can see. He was really wide going through that corner. As Shuhal is making a move on Maratip, I think something has happened, but never mind. Let's go back there at the top, because that's important. We have 7 laps to go in that sprint. 5-zone is still behind Mark and is maintaining that pace. So Bastian Vriss has a comfortable gap between him and his championship rival. So as it stands, Mark has the fastest lap, so he doesn't lose anything there. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, because Bastian will get 8 points and Mark will also get points, but not for now, because 5-zone now ahead of him again, but he has 3-second time penalty. So as we have yellow flag, and I think it was the Ferrari of Joao Santos. Yeah, look at that, he's in P7 now. Let me just get this, and Mark Anderson is ahead of 5-zone. They're going well so well. Oh my god, why there's so much lags. Yeah, they're still going well so well. Into turn, I don't know, I think it's 11 or 12, and Mark is now ahead of the Mercedes. And I forgot, okay, I want to get this, so they're not pulling away that much from Bastian Vriss, so Bastian is still very comfortable with that gap, but Mark will get better tires at the end. Yeah, that's interesting strategy, maybe it will pay off. So 5-zone a little bit further right now. And Darius is now really close to 5-zone, as you can see. he catched up, and Carl Weissett is really close to Darius as well, as Charlie is the third driver to get a time penalty for exceeding track limits, as Marcus is closing up to Bastion, as you can see. 1.5, it was 1.8, I think. So maybe the strategy of Mark Anderson will work at the end. So Faison still has DRS, but he's not that close that as he was one lap ago. So at this we have Alpine fight. As you can see, they're going so well into turn 8, or maybe turn 9 it is, I don't know. And Bartek gets a switch back on his teammate, but he can't do anything for now, as his teammate locks up. And he's still behind him, as Mark is really close to Bastion. As you can see, 1.2 second the gap it is right now. It is right now. So you have yellow flag in sector 3, but nothing has really happened, as Mark is really close to the DRS, and he is in the DRS range behind his championship rival. So that's crucial, because if he gets, yeah, he has DRS, so that is really good information for the McLaren. As here comes Carl Weissett now on Darius. Darius is defending, and Mark is 6 tenths behind of the Red Bull of Bastian Vries. The Dutchman is struggling, I think, on those mediums. Mark, yeah, the strategy is really good from him. The tires are different there. So he is close, he is in the DRS range, but here comes Darius. He was really close to Faison at some moment, as Callum Clark is now ahead of João Santos, as you can see. The Kick Zauber driver, I think, yeah, he picked up 9 places since the start, so really good stuff. As Mark Anderson is all the way back of the Red Bull's car, which is steering which is driving by Bastian Vries. And into turn 1 we go. Yeah, he's really close. He's sitting on his rear diffuser of the Red Bull, as we have yellow flag again. Yeah, that's gonna be really easy move for the championship leader, as the turn 4 is now starting and now ending. So yeah, that's gonna be really easy move for the McLaren. They're going so well without any problems. Mark Anderson takes the lead of the sprint, as Darius going so well with 5s, and into turn 5 we go. We're still going so well into turn 6 right now. And oh, they touched, as you can see, and Carl Weissett is gonna as well. So I think that was racing incident, because as you can see, Darius has slowed down and Faison just pumped him. And yeah, I think it's racing incident, because, or maybe Faison will get a penalty, I don't know. So Bastian Vries behind Mark, still in the DRS, but pulling away. Mark is pulling away, as you can see. He has so much battery right now to deploy, and 90% almost, so that's a great management by the Englishman. 7 tenths behind Bastian is, as we have yellow flag in his Charlie in the wall, and he can't reverse. Okay, so he's now reversing. I think he spun off, just like maybe had a contact with someone, but I don't think so. So Bastian's still in the DRS range, and yeah, that's interesting. So Mark has closed really much to Bastian, but that's not gonna put, as he's using that trick of the battery when you just like putting the gears down and then up, and that's saving your battery. As 8 tenths is the gap right now within the Bastian Vries and Mark Anderson into turn 8 or 9, I don't know. I think it's turn 9, because I just like I heard in Abu Dhabi 2021 that Crofty said it's turn 9, so I will say it in turn 9. So Bastian with 8/10 now is the gap. So Mark is pulling away really slowly, but he is. So we have 2 laps to go. So Schuchel can get a fastest lap there. And that will be crucial for the championship point, yeah, because as you can see, Mark has the... oh, wait, no, what? And now Mark has the fastest lap, as you can see, but Schuchel can take this, and he gets a penalty right now. So that will not help him. So Bastian is not in a DRS, he has not DRS, he is in the DRS range, but he has no DRS due to Bloy. He has no DRS, I should say. Yeah, no, look at that, 1.1 second is the gap. Mark has 90% battery, Bastian has only 15, so yeah, that's crucial. So great strategy then from Mark Anderson in the McLaren. As you can see, he's the only one driving on hards, and I will check the lap times after the sprint and see. Yeah, because you can see 1.3 the gap it is right now. So Bastian has no chance now to do something. As we head into the final lap of the sprint, so will Schuchel get the fastest lap? That's crucial. As he runs wide again. Yeah, I think he might get, but we'll see. As he goes wide again, and again. I don't know how he hasn't been given a time penalty. So he runs the final corner, and it is the fastest. No, it is not the fastest lap. Never mind. As we have Callum Clark fighting with Fiveson right now. There's a freeway battle for the lead, for the final podium place in the sprint. As you can see, I didn't realize that. Here comes Darius on the last lap. As you can see. Oh my god, that's gonna be chaos. Or maybe not, into turn 9. Yeah, nothing is changing for now. Darius goes wide, as you can see. No penalty for him, though. As Mark is running the final corners. 2.6 the gap it is. Eastfoot is fighting with Swistak well to into turn 9. But Mark Anderson runs the final corner and he will win the sprint. And that's really, really interesting. In the championship right now, Bastian Viss will come home in 2nd place after starting from pole position, as Callum Mark just making his way into 3rd place. Darius in P4, Daniel in P5, João Santos in P6, Fiveson in P7, as you can see, Carl Whiteside in P8, Lewis in P9, Swistak in P10, Eastwood P11, Marat P12, Azil P13, Schuchel will come home in 14, Bjorn Rasmussen in P15, and Nico in P16. So that was really interesting. So Mark is pulling away from Bastian in the championship. He has now 15 points gap between him and the Dutchman. So if he wins now the race with the fastest lap as well, he will win the championship. So I think, because or maybe not, because I need to see that, because let me see. So Marco Anderson has won the sprint, and let me see his lap times. So he is lapping 26 for mid 26, as you can see, and Bastian mid 27s, as you can see. So yeah, look at the difference. So that was a sprint, and let me just see. Yeah, point system. Yeah, so the for the no, never mind. Never mind. In the next race, which is normal race, you can get a point for the fastest lap. So for the pole position as well. So yeah, if Mark wins with the fastest laps and Bastian will not finish in the top 2 in the in P2, Mark will be the champion. But we have now one shot qualifying again to the race this time. Yeah, so that's really gonna be interesting race. Yeah, interesting race in the Abu Dhabi. We can crown the champion even there. So if Mark wins, so he must win in that race. Because if not, then he won't get yeah. So let's go there in the qualifying. Let's go on power. Oh, so here goes Pumped Mantis on board with him as he invalidates his lap. Oh my god. Oh my god. That's... Oh my god. That's not good. Because look at Bastian. Bastian is a second for now. Mark Anderson will be starting in P15 when he can get the champion. But if Bastian will start from pole... Oh my god. So let's see Bastian. He's going now through the turn 8, I think it is. Yeah, Mark has retired. And he's down into P17, so what happened there? Yeah, so Bastian has amazing qualifying pace, as you can see. He's marginally quicker than Darius. He's rounding those corners really carefully. Yeah, that's shame for Mark when he could get a champion, and that's gonna be very difficult. As he runs the final corner, Bastian is on pole position by half a second. So yeah, because you can see really good pace from him. So that's the best way you can start the chase to the championship. We have 20 viewers right now. Good evening, everyone. So Mark is P17, no P16. Bastian is P1. Yeah, that's gonna be really difficult for Mark to get the championship right now, because yeah, if Bastian doesn't finish, because this is now 15 points gap between them. Never mind, 14, because Bastian has been given a 1 point from the sprint pole, so 14 14 people. How to join this league? You should, on the channel, you should see the Discord link. If no, you need to search ERO F1, and then I think we'll... Yeah, you need to check. So yeah, it's gonna be really difficult for Mark, but it will be interesting. So the 14 points gap between them. So if Mark gets 7 points, 7 points more than Bastian, he will be the champion, I think. Yeah, because 20. Yeah, he will be the champion. But if Bastian could get a yeah, we'll see. We'll see at the end of the race. So here we go. What's gonna happen in the round 11 Mr. GP Abu Dhabi as the lights out and away we go really fast, as you can see. Bastion gets a really good start. Callum is already behind him. As Carl Whiteside has retired, as we have safety car, and Mark Anderson has been given a 10-second time point with his teammates. What is going on there? That's crazy start to the race, as you can see. Everyone's on the mediums, as you can as I can see. Yeah, everyone's on the mediums. Expect Bjorn Rasmussen and some drivers on hards, and have safety car. And the first lap, Mark Anderson is in P12, so but with the 10-second time penalty, I think we'll cancel this penalty. I'm so angry that I didn't see that. So safety car deployed already. That's crazy, man. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah, it's crazy. Oh, what am I doing? So everyone is not pitting, as you can see. As Daniel is pitting, and Mark is pitting as well. I think he has damage. And that's the chance to get a new front wing. So, yeah. Oh, never mind. He's serving the penalty, I think. As João Santos has pitted as well. Oh, so he will be in last place right now, as you can see. Oh, never mind. Nico is in last place. So I think they're going to the end right now. Yeah, that's crazy, man. Oh, what is going on there? Callum Clark is really close to. He wants really to pass Bastion, as you can see. Yeah, but we have safety car, so. Yeah, crazy ending. Crazy start to the race. I didn't expect that. Oh my god. So that's really good, looking good for Bastion right now. So if Bastion wins this race, and Mark will get no points, won't get points, that means it will be 2 points gap between them, I think. And if Bastion will get the fastest lap as well, it will be 1 point gap between them. So that's crazy, man. Oh my god. Yeah, crazy. So I think it's only one more lap between behind safety car, and then we'll get back at racing. So who can really challenge Bastion there? I think Callum, maybe Darius. Yeah, I think these drivers. So Carl Whiteside has retired, so there will be no support for Mark, but there is now also support for Bastion at the front. Yeah, well, we have Daniel in P14, but he is really far behind his teammate. So Mark won the sprint, but as I said, the race is the most important thing there. The race is really behind, as we have safety car in this lap. So let's see, Bastian will be restarting the field as they warming up their tires. As Callum Clark almost going to the back of Bastian's car. So they're warming those tires. These tires. As Callum is really he's alongside Bastian. That's not good. You can't do that. Bastian's still warming up these tires as he's gone right now. So here he goes. Bastian race leads then from Callum Clark. There comes Darius as Truck tries to go down inside into turn 1 of Charlie, but he can't do that. But he was really close to him. As they almost lost it, as we have front wing there and also the bollard. Truck goes down inside again. That's really good battle between the Alpine and the Haas. They're still going well. As Azil is joining that battle. As Charlie is not using his battery, I didn't know why. Something must have happened. And here comes Azil now on the Alpine driver down inside into turn 5. And he is ahead of the Alpine. But he was ghost at some moment. As here comes Schuchel again. On that into turn 9 we go, as Charlie has gone into the back of the Sauber driver as it goes right. That was a really bad oversteer for him. Into turn 11, I think, maybe turn 12. And Charlie is ahead of Azil, so nothing really happened. But Charlie is ahead of Charlie, so really good restart by him. As Bastian Gris gets the fastest lap of the race, Mark is already ahead of Daniel. He needs to get those places back. As Charlie is going really close with Azil, they're going so well. As here comes Lewis. So there was a front wing part, as we have 3 wide, I think, going into turn 5, and that's the piece of Swistak's car, I think it was. As he's going well with Luis Salguero, I think. Salguero. As Charlie again is not using any battery. That's interesting. Here comes Lewis down the inside. Okay, so he gets the move done, and oh my god, that was really close. As we have yellow flag, and that is Nico going wide and battling with Bjorn Rasmussen. Mark Anderson up to 12th position. Fiveson is now going well with his teammate, almost collide with him. They're going well. Two Mercedes really far away from the Sauber. As we have yellow flag, and it's Daniel. No, it's not Daniel. It's Swistak. I think he has gone a little bit. As Mark Anderson up to 9th place right now, running outside he goes of Joao Santos, who is pitting, but he missed the pit entry. Oh my god, that's a disaster for him. Yeah, with that fronting damage, as Eastwood gets a 10-second time penalty for spinning in that pit lane. That's not good. Fiveson is going well with Azil. Never mind, Lewis is going well with Azil right now into turn 5. No, he's not going well. But he gets the switch back, and now he's ahead of the Kick Sauber driver. Here comes Charlie though. Will he get the two of them? Yes, he has done it. So as Azil goes down inside of Lewis, never mind. So, and he gets the switch back on Lewis Salguero right now. And they're still going well. That's crazy, as Mark Anderson now going well to well with them, and this 3 wide going into turn 9. Mark Anderson up into 7th position. Azil is still going well to well with the Mercedes. That's crazy, man. And he is now behind. As Callum Clark is really close to Bastian Riss. I didn't realize that, but yeah. I was focused on the fight for P6, that was, I think. No, P5 even. So as you can see, there was no bollard in the first corner. So we will get a change of lead on lap 7. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. As we have 2 cars in the pit right now. As those 3 are still really close to each other. So again we will get some overtaking. So 5's ahead of them, but here comes Charlie. And here comes Mark. Mark is really flying right now on those hard tires. As they're 2 going well to well into turn 9. 5's is behind, so he won't get him. As we have the change of lead, as I said, so Callum Clark takes the lead in the Kick Sauber. He's driving on default setup, as he said, I think it's in the chat. As here comes 5's on Charlie, so Mark Anderson is still behind them. As here comes again, those 2 are battling into turn 9. Lewis ahead of Azil still. Yeah, that's crazy battle between them. As he goes wide, and Daniel right now has a chance to get the move done. But nothing has happened, as Mark Anderson is really close to Charlie's car. There's a battle for P5. Mark is trying to maximize the losses. As Daniel is now making the move on Azil. Azil is struggling, I think he was on the grass at some moment. As here comes Bastian Riss now, right now. He has took the lead. As it was a big slide for Bastian, as you can see, he's deploying his battery as it's Callum. Here comes the Romanian. He will try to go running outside into turn 9. That was really close battle between them. As yellow flag had Faizan is gone. Faizan is gone. So I think he made contact between with Charlie and maybe Mark. So Mark is now ahead of those 2. Of these 2. As Faizan is fighting with Azil. Azil is gone, I think, again. So Charlie behind Mark. Mark is trying to get Schuchel right now. And he is gaining some time, I think. As Azil is into the pits and gets a 10-second time penalty for spinning in the pit lane. As here comes Bastian with the Dutchman again, really close to the Romanian, and they're going well as well, and Bastian is ahead of the Sauber. So Sauber versus Red Bull. Darius is trying to do something. He's just driving the normal race. As Shark is making a move on Lewis right now, and Daniel is really close to them as well. So Mark is really, oh my god, what was that? What the hell has happened there? I think it was an internet. So yeah, you can see Mark Anderson is really much gaining on Schuchel. Schuchel is struggling, I think. You can see 3.7 the gap it is. It was like 4.8, I think, at the beginning of the lap, as Bastian Riss is starting the 10th lap right now, and he's really So here is ahead of Zauber, and now Zauber loses it almost, and that's now that the gap is 9-10, so at the limit, as you can see. So Charlie is really close to Mark, as you can see still. So he's staying in the DRS. Asusta gets a 3-second time penalty. That's the third driver to get a penalty. So Callum Clark in the DRS, so that's good for him. So 8-10 the gap is. And here comes Charlie trying to go down the inside, but he won't do that. Maybe now. He's close, but not that much. So he won't get a move down into turn 9, maybe. Never mind. So Mark is 3 seconds now behind Schuchel. Schuchel is gaining some time on Darius, as you can see. So Mark has an amazing pace right now on those hards, as you can see, because yeah, he needs to pit as the rest of the field, but he will get mediums at the end, so that will be good for him, I think. So Callum Clark almost out of the DRS range behind Bastion, and he is right now 1.0 the gap it is. As Charlie has pitted now for the hards, that's the undercut attempt for of Mark, I think, and maybe, yeah, I think there's gonna be an undercut attempt, but that's not gonna be maybe undercut, because yeah, Mark has still good tires, I think, because he's on the hard, so never mind. And he's really close to the Polish man of in the Alpine. Well, 1.4 seconds is the gap is. So here comes Daniel on Maratip Alley into turn 5 as Bjorn Rasmussen has retired in the pit lane. And he gets a switch back right now, and he's ahead of the Haas, but the Haas will get a DRS right now. And that's a crazy fight between them. Here he goes. So Daniel behind Maratip still. But ooh, they almost touched. As Mark is already behind the Alpine. Bartek is struggling for the grip, I think. Yeah, it will be a time soon to get on those hards. As you can see, Schuchel is pitting, so as I said that. So Mark is up into 4th place. He's 4 seconds behind Darius. And let me see who has the fastest lap. And it is Bastion, so now he will, yeah, that's gonna be, so the gap between them is right now 13 points in the championship, and of course, yeah, no, 12 points, I think, maybe, because it was, yeah, let me just think. So in this, before the spin, it was 13 points. Yeah, it was 13. Mark then won. It was 15, and now it's 14. So yeah, now it's 14, I think, with my calculations. So Mark is gaining some time on the Ferrari ahead of him, which is Darius, as Maratip is making a move on Daniel. As you can see, we are almost halfway through the race. We have now 17 laps to go. As Bastion is into the pit, and I think it's undercut. We will see if Callum Clark will extend his stint or not. So Mark is now up into 2nd place. There is Bastion. And where he will come out, I think behind Lewis, or yeah, it's gonna be close. But he is ahead. No, never mind. He's behind the Mercedes. No, he's ahead of the Mercedes. But now Mercedes has much fresher tires, much warmer tires, hotter tires, I should say. And that was a really wide line. But now Bastion will get those tires up into the temperature, and now Daniel is making move on Maratip Ali into turn 5, and he is ahead of the Haas driver, but now the Haas will get the DRS. And yeah, he is really close to him. And here he comes. Around the outside into turn 9 we go. And he is ahead. Bastion has already broke the DRS range with Lewis. So will Colin pits right now? Yeah, he is in the pits. So he won't extend his stint. Mark is staying out and he takes the lead. He was last at the start of the race. He is now up into first place. As Daniel is really close to Maratip still, as Bastion is catching up to them, as you can see. So that's the question, when Mark Anderson will pit. I think it's gonna be really soon. Like maybe in 4 laps, maybe 3 even. So look at that. Bastion is really close to those to these two. He has no battery though. So Maratip is not using this. As here comes Bastion. Daniel is, I think he's not letting it pass, as it goes into the back of his teammate, and his teammate goes wide and cuts the corner. I'm not getting the penalty. As Maratip is now chasing Bastion, maybe he will get a move done, but because I think that slowed down a little bit Bastion. Yeah, look at that. His teammate is not letting him pass. Yeah, that's gonna be, as he goes almost into the back again and again, and his teammate is now gone almost. He's down into P4. So Bastion is 10 seconds behind Mark Anderson. And if Mark pits right now, then because now he needs to drive, like if he's gonna pit on the next lap on this lap, it's gonna be like he will need to drive 9, 10, yeah, 15 laps on those tires. So no, 14 laps on those on the mediums. So he drove 13 laps on hards. So yeah, it's gonna be really interesting. As Daniel is again fighting with Maratip. So if Mark pits right now, he will come out behind Chowler, I think. Yeah. So he will get a lot of work to do. As you can see, Darius is behind. Sure, well, that's interesting. And Maratip is ahead now of Daniel. As Shuhal gets a 3-second time penalty. Yeah, that's crucial, because if Bastion will get a penalty, or Mark, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. So will Mark pit on the next lap? Or maybe in 2 laps. Charlie gets a 3-second time penalty right now. Yeah, because I think if Mark pits right now, he will come out in P8. So he will get new tires, and he will be behind Bastion like 12 seconds, I think. 13 maybe. Yeah, something like that if he pits right now. And he didn't pit on this lap, as Callum Clark is making a move on Daniel. And now here comes on Maratip. And he's deploying his battery. And here he goes into turn 5, as Shark is not finding this one. Yeah, because Callum is on much faster tires, and he's deploying his battery to break the DRS behind him. So Bastian Riss is behind Mark 7.4 seconds. So will Mark pit? That's the question. No! He doesn't pit right now. Maybe next lap. Yeah, so that's gonna be interesting. And now Callum gets a fastest lap, so he stole the fastest lap point from Bastian Riss for now. And nothing is really happening right now. So 6 seconds between Bastian and Mark. Mark needs to pit right now. As Joel is really close to Darius. We won't get the move right now. He's on older tires as well, so okay. So maybe Mark will pit right now, and here comes Daniel on Maratip. And again, these two are fighting. Yeah, that's crazy. So let's see. As Charlie has retired, and that's a safety car deployed. Oh my god, that's playing really good for Mark Anderson because it's safety car deployed. As Azil gets a 10-second time penalty for severe collision with the I think it was Swiss tech. It was crazy, man. He will come out in P2 with the new tires. Maybe no, P3, never mind, because Shukol is staying out. Or not. Yeah, Shukol will be behind him. Oh my god, that's really good for Mark, because that is crazy, man. Just like Lando Norris in Miami last year. He's on new medium tires and Bastian is on old hard, so yeah, that's gonna be crazy to the end. Oh my god. So Bastian Riss must be angry right now. What happened to Charlie Roberts? With safety car deployed, yeah, that's controversial. Safety car like it was in 2021 Abu Dhabi as well. Yeah, so but still behind Mark is like Clark and Daniel on the new tires, so maybe Schuchel is ahead of Callum, so it will help Mark. Oh, that's crazy what is going on there. So Bastian is on old tires and he pits right now. He's going into the pits. Let's see, medium tires on him. So he will be behind Mark, he will be behind Schuchel, but will he be behind this guy? I don't think so. Yeah, he will be ahead of him. So he is now into P3. Mark Anderson, he was in last place at the end, at the first lap, and he's now leading the race, and he could win. Yeah, and if he wins it, because he has, as I said, 14 points between Bastian Riss and Mark, and if he will get the fastest lap and win the race, with Bastian finishing in P3, yeah, it's gonna be, because it's 12-4. So he will get 19 points gap in the championship. So basically he will be the champion, but if Bastian will get pole position next race and to win, that means he will get. But wait, let me just check, because Bastian has won twice, I think, in this season. Oh, we have Canada standing, so that's great. So Bastian has won. Yeah, you can see, because Bastian has won twice, and Mark Anderson has won 4 races in this season. So even, yeah, so yeah, that means if Mark will get the fastest lap and Bastian will finish P3 and below, that means Mark Anderson is the champion, I think. Yeah, no, Bastian has to finish below 4th, I think. Yeah, below 4, or maybe 3rd even. Yeah, I don't know, man. That is crazy what is going on there, because now it's the 14 points gap between them. If Mark wins, he will get 13 points with the fastest lap, of course, and 5. So he will get 19 points if Bastian will finish in P3. And if Bastian will finish behind Callum, that means Mark will be the champion, because we will have 20 points gap then. And if Azil gets a 10-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane, so if because so if Bastian oh my god, that is crazy what is going on there. If Bastian will take if Bastian finishes in P4, he will get 8 points, I think, or 9. Let me see the point system. So safety car is not coming in this lap, I think. Yeah, it's not coming in this lap. Here, let me see. So it's now 14 points. Yeah, if Bastian finishes in P4 or below, yeah, that means Mark will be the champion if he gets the fastest lap as well. Because now, because if he wins, he will get 13 points. And if Bastian, that will create 27 points gap. But if Bastian will finish in P4, it's gonna be 20 points between them. And if Mark doesn't finish the next race and doesn't get the pole position and Bastian will win it, that means still Mark is the champion because he has more wins. There will be on equal points if that happens. If there are gonna be 20 points in the final race and to the final race, yeah, it's 20 points. And if Bastian will get pole next race, the gap will reduce to 19 points. And if Mark doesn't finish the last race and Bastian will win it with the fastest lap, that means that they're gonna be on equal points, as we have a safety car in this lap, and that means Mark will be the champion. So Mark need to win this race, and Bastian has to finish below 4th. Yeah, that's crazy buff, I know, but oh my god. So here we go. 8 laps to go in that crazy race. It's like the sprint to the end, I think. So Bastian has fresher tires than Mark. So if Callum gets Bastian right now and he will finish ahead of him, and if Mark gets the fastest, yeah, I said that twice, I think, so I will not say that again. And Mark is gone. That was really good restart from then. Here comes Bastian on Schuchel. Schuchel will not give the place. He's still fighting. As here comes Callum. Callum, yeah, he's also in that fight. So Schuchel has penalty, so that's nothing. But Mark has to get the DRS out now on those mediums, and he is now. And here comes Bastian. Schuchel is not fighting that one. As here comes Callum. He will get Schuchel, I think, into turn 5. So Bastian is in P2 right now. And on that was really white line by the Sauber driver, and Bastian is marginally in the DRS range. So he needs to stay in the DRS. And he is doing that, 7/10. That's crazy, man, what is going on there? Yeah, he's gaining some time right now. 8/10, so Mark has to escape that the black Red Bull, as he gets the Bastian Wiss gets the fastest lap, as you can see. 8/10 the gap it is. Safety car DRS is enabled, and it's 8/10 between them. So Bastian will get the DRS. Callum is losing some time. Yeah, so if Mark wins it with the fastest lap, I think he can done the fastest lap there. But we'll see. As Darius is making a move on Schuchel. Schuchel on those used kart compound tires is now going well to well with Daniel. But here he goes. Here comes Bastian Wiss as we have yellow flag in sector 2, and Schuchel is gone. Oh, that was a heavy crash, and we have safety car. No, David, I'm not hating your teammates. It's just... oh, that's not good. Yeah, what happens next? Will Mark pit for the softs? Maybe Bastian will pit for the softs. Yeah, I'm trying to be like, I'm not cheering for any driver because I'm commentating this, so I was just doing my job. And Mark is not pitting as Bastian. What? Darius gets a 3-second time penalty for cutting the corners under the safety car. His foot as well gets a 3-second time penalty. What is going on there? Okay, so Mark Anderson is now on the really good way to win the race. We'll get, I think, three more laps of racing, maybe 4. Oh, that's crazy, man. What is going on? That crazy race. Mark can win this race from last on the grid, I think. Yeah, he's up. Oh, maybe he was starting, I think, in P16. But he was last on some moment, I think, so yeah. So 4 drivers had pitted for the soft tires, so interesting. as it first safety car of this race, I think. It's crazy. He's trying. I mean, Mark, no, he can win the championship this weekend. But Bastian also really close to him. And because if Mark will win it without the fastest lap and Bastian will be with the fastest lap, it will create 15 points gap. Because the first place is getting 12 points and the second 10, but with the fastest lap it is 11, so yeah, Mark will pull away of 1 point. As he pulled away in the sprint on 2 points. But yeah, it's gonna be 15 points gap if the race finishes like that. So Mark will so yeah, I'll be commentating the last round, because yeah, it could be really close. But if Bastian will win right now, the fastest lap as well, and Mark will be in second place without the fastest lap, that will create it was 14, so it will be 11 points gaps. Okay, so we'll see. That's the main, yeah. So we'll get, I think, 4 laps to go. Yeah, it will be 4 laps to go if the safety car will come out now. Will come in this lap. A safety car in this lap. So Mark Anderson is maintaining the field, or starting the field once again, and his Bastian is absolutely desperate. You can see he's warming the tires. He wants to get really good tires, good temperature. So will Mark go an early this time? So safety car didn't pit. Yeah, you can see the safety car is driving and is coming into the pit. So now, so safety car is in the pits right now, and Mark can now get the restart, and he's gone right now. Decent restart for him. So Mark Anderson leads the way into turn 1 from Bastian Wyss. There comes Callum Clark, Darvis Mazahari, Daniel Skrzydlak. Then it's Fivezan, then it's Swistak, then it's Lewis, then it's Maratip, and Bastian is really close to Mark. They're going well into turn 5. Will Bastian go running outside? He won't, but he will get the switch back a little bit. There, as here comes right now the Red Bull drivers, McLaren. Will we get well into turn 5? Bastian's trying to get down inside, but he won't do that. He doesn't want to risk. But now he will get a better exit out of the 6th turn. As here he comes. Into the turn 9 we go. Will it be a change of lead? They're still going well, and Bastian Wyss is now taking the lead from the Mark Anderson, so everyone is turning 180 degrees. So Mark needs to stay behind Bastian within the DRS range right now to get some chance to win. But Callum is also really close to them. DRS is enabled. Into turn 1 we go. That's important to not get the penalty right now, because yeah, if one of these two will get, that's gonna be not interesting. So Mark is really close to Bastion Reese, and he's staying within the DRS. So the DRS is really powerful. As here comes Maratip Ali into turn 5, and there was a big slide for him. And here comes Mark Anderson in the McLaren. It's gonna be well to well into turn 9. Bastion is backing off, and Mark Anderson takes the lead, but he goes really wide. And Buddy is ahead of the Red Bull. You can look at that. Callum Mark is really close to them. Callum Clark, sorry. As Darius gets another 3-second time penalty. As Mark gets a fastest lap, and that's crucial. Oh my god, yeah, that's crucial for the championship. That's a 1 point plus for the Mark, as we have 2 laps to go in that crazy race. But yeah, if Bastion will overtake now, Mark could overtake him on the last lap. So Red Bull versus McLaren. So they're using their batteries on the hot lap. As you can see, Bastion is on the hot lap, Mark is not. Here comes Bastion Reese, the Dutchman is ahead of the McLaren, as the Sauber is really close to them, but not making any dangerous for those two. So Mark will get, I think, this correct, because he's behind. On the last lap he will be behind. Yeah, Bastion, he made a mistake, I think, because he will be the one that, yeah, as Daniel gets a 3-second time penalty. So Mark has now the great opportunity to take the lead and win the race from the last of the grid. Never mind, he was last at the end of the lap 1. So here comes the final lap of this crazy race, and Bastion is trying to save up some battery. As you can see, 34%, but Mark has 90, so that's nothing compared to what Mark has. Oh my god, Callum gets a 3-second time penalty, and that's gonna be the end. So we have the fight between the championship contenders. Here comes Mark. He doesn't want to now overtake Bastion, as you can see. Maybe. Here comes. He disabled his DRS, so he's playing there the cheeky DRS game. 90% versus 50%. Who will get the win? Bastion is really struggling now, as they're heading into the final DRS range opportunity, and Mark Anderson takes the lead of the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Can Bastion Reese do something with the battery that he has? I think he can't. Look at that. As Jules Santos is falling down, Swissa gets a 3-second time penalty. He's really close to Mark Anderson, but Mark Anderson, from the last on the grid, he will get the win at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Mr. GP, round 11. He runs the final corner, and is the win for the McLaren driver. British driver advances all the way to the checker flag, and he is a Grand Prix winner in Abu Dhabi, his 5th win in the season. And now the championship, yeah, because now Mark is up, and he gained right now 3 points because he got the fastest lap. So the gap between them is now 17 points. Yeah, it is 17 points. So Mark Anderson, what a race by him. Oh my god, that was crazy. So Mark again winning. Yeah, that was like at the first lap. I didn't I expected Bastion to win, but the safety car has done his thing. Yeah, congratulations to the McLaren as also. So here we go. Mark Anderson won the race from 16 to the grid with the fastest lap as well. Then Sebastian Vries, then is Callum Clark in P3, really good race. Muratip Ali from P15 to P4, really good race by him. The two Ferraris, Darius and João Santos in P5, P6, Daniel in P7, Lewis in P8, Azil in P9, Isfat in P10, Fives in P11, Swistek P12, Nico P13, a really good race by him. Schuhol and Charlie, Angry Energy Drive and Pump Mattis didn't even finish the race. So that is the race, and I will say right now, because it was 14, yeah, I will say now how is it looking. It was 14 points between them, and now it's 17 points between them. So okay, so Bastian still can't get get a champion. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next week with the championship fight alive, still the final race. So thank you guys for watching it, and I hope you see you next week when the championship fight is alive. So thank you for watching, and good night.